Richard Tiffany Gere, born August 31, 1949, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, emerged as one of Hollywood's most magnetic and enduring icons, a man whose gaze could communicate more than words, and whose presence on screen exuded effortless elegance. Yet behind that calm exterior lay a life defined by choices that often defied expectation, privilege, and fame itself. Growing up in upstate New York as the second of five children to Homer, an insurance salesman, and Doris, a homemaker, Gere's childhood was disciplined, frugal, and education-oriented, quietly nurturing a sensitive intellect and a nimble spirit. Excelling in music, athletics, and leadership at North Syracuse Central High School, Gere demonstrated a rare combination of creativity and discipline, skills that would later underpin his stage and screen career. Enrolling at the University of Massachusetts Amherst in 1967 as a philosophy major, he dropped out after 2 years to follow a calling in the arts, first in music, then theater, a decision that reflected a lifelong principle: to live by his own values rather than societal expectation. Gere's stage debut came in 1973 with the London production of Grease, where he played Danny Zuko, a role that highlighted his musical talent, charisma, and emerging star power. Subsequent theatrical work, from Taming of the Shrew to The Daring Bent, showcased his versatility and willingness to explore challenging material. His cinematic breakthrough came in 1977 with Looking for Mr. Goodbar, and a year later in Terrence Malick's Days of Heaven, where Gere's quiet, magnetic screen presence left a lasting impression despite minimal dialogue. With American Gigolo in 1980, Gere redefined the Hollywood male sex symbol as psychologically complex and alluring, blending sophistication, vulnerability, and subtle intensity. The early 1980s saw Gere solidify his status with An Officer and a Gentleman, 1982, a film that elevated him to legend, particularly through the iconic factory rescue scene with Deborah Winger, which showcased emotional depth and romantic heroism. His pairing with Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, 1990, cemented his place as a leading romantic figure in cinema, allowing him to convey charm without effort, letting Roberts's energy complement his quiet intensity, and leading to a global box office phenomenon of over $460 million. Subsequent roles in Runaway Bride, Chicago, Shall We Dance, and Arbitrage demonstrated Gere's capacity for emotional depth, romantic subtlety, and moral complexity, allowing his star power to mature gracefully over 3 decades without reliance on blockbusters or sensationalism. Despite this success, Gere's personal life remained layered and often private. Early relationships with Penelope Milford, Tuesday Weld, Barbara Carrera, and the Brazilian painter Sylvia Martins offered companionship, artistic partnership, and spiritual exploration, influencing Gere's journey toward self-realization beyond fame. His high-profile marriage to Cindy Crawford from 1991 to 1995 captured global attention, combining Hollywood allure with human vulnerability, yet was marked by the pressures of public scrutiny, intense gossip, and the need for honest self-reflection, ultimately ending quietly yet gracefully. Following this, Gere's long-term partnership with Carrie Lowell produced his son Homer James Jigmar, emphasizing a more contemplative, spiritually focused life on their farm, though the relationship eventually dissolved due to divergent needs and lifestyle priorities. Later chapters included brief but meaningful connections, including with Padma Lakshmi and, ultimately, Alejandra Silva, with whom Gere now shares a serene family life in Pound Ridge, New York, raising 3 children and pursuing humanitarian initiatives through the Richard Gere Foundation. Professionally, Gere's career was punctuated by moments of profound conviction. His 1993 Oscars speech advocating Tibetan human rights led to a two-decade ban from the Academy, effectively curtailing his mainstream Hollywood opportunities, yet exemplifying his unwavering adherence to personal principles over fame or commercial gain. Controversies abroad, such as the 2007 cheek kiss incident in India, reinforced his commitment to acting with integrity rather than capitulating to public opinion. Throughout, Gere sought meaning through meditation, humanitarian work, and selective film roles, as in Time Out of Mind, 2014, reflecting his ongoing search for authenticity and purpose. Today, Gere lives a life defined not by the trappings of celebrity, but by conscious presence, devotion to family, and global humanitarian engagement. From Tibetan advocacy to refugee support, embodying a form of masculinity rooted in introspection, compassion, and moral courage. Richard Gere's legacy, from Days of Heaven to Pretty Woman, extends far beyond box office numbers. He demonstrated that a leading man could remain captivating without spectacle, that integrity could coexist with fame, and that influence could be measured not by awards or headlines, but by the lives touched through art, activism, and steadfast authenticity, offering a model of enduring elegance, quiet courage, and humanity that continues to inspire generations across the world.